Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 165th episode of the Meeple Dungeon Podcast. As always, I am Rob.
And I'm Anna Marie.
And here we are. We find ourselves at the finish line of our kids' sports craziness.
For the weekends.
Yes.
So this weekend, today and tomorrow, is the end of our weekend sports until the fall.
Yes. So as of today and tomorrow are the last of everything to do with weekends. Our football is going to be done. Our baseball is going to be done. There's going to be no hockey. There's just going to be our one boy doing a couple things during the week, but that's kind of minimalistic. So there's a little light at the end of the tunnel here for us.
Yes.
in where we can actually get into our mega season of gaming, which is the summer, because of the fall and winter is just mental with hockey and stuff. So this is like coming up on our biggest gaming opportunity of the year.
Yes.
For basically half of June, all of July, and all of August are our like most biggest opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. And we got like we actually have a hockey camp thing that's happening with our oldest boy down in Osoyoos for a week. So we're going to be camping down there as he's out playing hockey. We're going to be in our trailer.
I love playing games while I'm camping.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun.
I don't have any responsibilities other than keeping the kids fed.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And that week actually runs, we're going to be down there for that camp.
And it goes Monday to Thursday.
Yeah. And then we come back from that on the Thursday. And we literally are going to just park the trailer, unhook the truck, and drive to FalCon in Calgary.
Yes, for Friday.
For that on Friday morning.
Yeah.
Which is going to be great. So more gaming there. And then we're 2 weeks away from our
Kelowna Comic-Con.
Yeah, first visit to Kelowna Comic-Con.
Yeah. Which
will be fun. And so Norm from Cardboard Conjecture and Wood Geek Studios is going to be coming out, as I've mentioned before. He's going to be staying here with us, and we're going to be I'm going to be helping him in the booth anyway, with selling his stuff. And then I'm
going to be footloose and fancy free.
Yeah, you and the boys can be perusing the actual Comic-Con itself. Yeah, it should be fun. So that's 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. Really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I've wanted to go before, and
years.
it just never
worked.
Happened. No. Yeah, so
and we're followed that weekend off by a week off in July.
Yes.
So
goodness,
I'm
so excited.
We have a lot of time coming up for a lot of gaming, which is really exciting for us. But we have got we played some smaller games over the last week and a bit, and so we're going to be reviewing 2 of those at the end of the episode. We have some new to the collection as usual, and we've got a little news segment again to talk about in between. So, without further ado, do you want to talk about some new to the collection?
Sure do.
Okay, what do you have over there?
All right, I have How to Save a World.
Yeah.
Been really excited about this one, actually. Been looking at it for a long time. Really excited that we finally got it here. This one is designed by Yuval Grinspan, art by Fahed Al-Rajil and Tithi Ludthong, published by Burnt Island Games. And this is a worker placement and like hand building kind of game.
Right.
And basically, you've left Earth. You're on this planet Alaria. You've been there for a couple years. And you, everything's going good. You're a scientist. You're researching. You're doing all these good things. And then just take you back to like the mid-90s and Armageddon is happening.
Cool.
Right there is like an asteroid. There's an asteroid coming to Alaria. So we have no Bruce Willis, no Ben Affleck. So we have to do it ourselves.
Right.
And they've narrowed it down to 3 different options for saving Alaria. You have, like, there's a powerful laser that's tracking it.
Right.
So that could hopefully, like, destroy the asteroid. There's an energy shield that your guys are making, trying to see that if you could, like, stop the asteroid from
the planet.
Yeah, Alaria from, like, getting destroyed.
Yep.
And then the third option isn't really to save the planet. It's more like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. And it's like an evacuation attempt. Try to get as many species, as many, like, off the planet as possible to save as much as you can and go to like the nearby moon that they have. So basically throughout the game you're trying to, I think you're like picking like, I think the laser is the best option. And so you're trying to work up to get the laser to work. And then, or somebody's trying to, do the shield, and you basically want to protect the planet. So,
it sounds like an amazing theme. I'm really excited to play that one.
Yeah.
Either shoot the asteroid, block the asteroid, or abandon ship.
Get the heck out of there. Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
And set up shop on a moon.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. That one's going to be cool.
Yeah, me too. I think it looks awesome.
That was Burnt Island Games?
Burnt Island Games, yeah. And that's How to Save a World.
Cool. We'll be playing that. I think we might even be playing that one this weekend.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Yeah. Just one that would be good to play with the boys, I think.
Yeah.
So you might hear about How to Save a World shortly. What do I have over here?
What do you have?
I have. So this is a game that we. This was featured in our crowdfunding segment in March, and it has come here already. But this is because this was a second printing of the game, which was the Old King's Crown has arrived. This was a majorly popular game from 2025 that we were unable to get our hands on. So we did get in on that second printing. And
that's always fun when you back something and it comes a few months later.
So awesome.
That's lovely.
It's so cool. So it's published by Eerie Idle Games, designed by Pablo Clark, and art by Pablo Clark.
One of those multi-talented people.
Yeah, the artwork is stunning in this game. And if you have heard about it before, but I'll kind of reiterate here. The Old King's Crown is a game of card-driven conquest where you play as heirs to a vacant throne. Vying for control of an ancient, overgrown kingdom. Wield unique abilities and leverage your followers' traits to best outwit your opponents across a map that stretches from the teetering heights of the castle to the dappling light of the necropolis. As leaders of your faction, you will be staking claims with heralds openly, as well as positioning your forces in secret, hoping to claim the locations that fit your designs. However, keep an eye on your rivals, as they too have agents and agendas poised to undo your best laid plans. I love these type of games. This is all about like espionage sort of thing, like plotting against each other, you know what I mean? It's got betting and bluffing involved in it, which I really, really, really enjoy. And then all the variable player powers and just the theme itself of trying to take control of a kingdom and warring factions and all that stuff. It's Game of Thrones-y type stuff that I always really, really, really like.
Do you know what a necropolis is?
Necropolis?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it a destroyed old place?
Fairly, yeah.
That's what I have in my head.
Yeah, a necropolis I was just like, what is it actually, like, the term for it?
Something that's fallen into disarray? Or...
From the Greek for City of the Dead. Huh. So it's a large, historically significant cemetery containing elaborate tomb monuments. Oh. Neat, hey? Yeah. And that's what they say. It's the Old King's Crown. It's from, like, an overgrown city, right?
So,
or empire, or whatever.
Lost empire sort of thing.
Yeah, so that's neat.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm really looking forward to this one. This one is super highly rated. Tons of people loved this game from last year, and we're considering it now for our 2026 stuff. And yeah, I'm really, really excited. Just looking at the box, I'm like, oh my goodness, the artwork. And then you look on the backs, or the back of the box, and the components look unreal. We haven't unboxed it or anything yet, but like the artwork is crazy good.
That's a hefty box too.
Yeah, there's a lot in here.
It's pretty heavy.
It says it plays 1 to 4, and apparently 3 players is the best for this one.
Cool.
And it plays in a 1 to 2 hours kind of thing. So we're going to obviously play this at 2, and we're going to hopefully get in a 3-player game as well. Yeah. Maybe our oldest boy might be able to play. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. It says 14 plus, and he's about to be 14.
I'm sure he would.
Oh, I think so.
And a lot of times the ages on these don't typically apply to him.
Totally. He's a bit sharper with this type
especially
of stuff.
With this stuff. Yeah, he loves this stuff.
So he could I think he could get in on this and see. A couple hours might be a lot to ask of him. Depending.
I don't think so.
If he's into it, he'll be great. But if he's not, I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully you'll hear about this one. Well, you will hear about this one this summer.
Yes,
you will for sure, because we're going to be playing this one in one of our many opportunities. We're going to do a whole catch-up, like, mania thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we have so many things to catch up on, and this summer we're going to do it. So you're going to
heard it here first, folks.
There's going to be lots of Fast and Furious reviews all summer long of all this stuff you've been hearing about.
I think we might even sprinkle in some old ones.
Oh, totally.
Older ones that, like, I know you said catch up, but not just catch up from last year. Like, older games that I need to play. You've probably played a lot of them.
Well, we were talking about that when Norm gets here.
Yeah.
That because we have like a, not to cut you off, but we have like.
Whatever.
We have a, Anna Marie and I have kind of we have very similar tastes in games. And we have in our heads kind of like a 10 to 15 game group of games, like call it our top shelf of gaming that are like short and punchy and quick and great games. When I say short, I mean under an hour, generally speaking. We have this group of 10 or 15 of those games that we just talk about all the time. We talk about, I wish we could play that again. I wish we could play that again. And then we never get to. So maybe when Norm comes, during some of the off time, we might be able to get in, because I don't know if he's played many of these.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to him and we'll play some stuff and maybe get him in on an episode while he's here would be pretty cool too, right? So, but yeah, you'll hear about some older stuff, but we're also going to try and crush through a bunch of this newer stuff that we have.
Right.
So, yeah, that's it. That's enough about, that's it. That's enough about new to the collection. We do have some news to talk about. So want to head over there?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Alrighty then, here we are at the news segment of the episode. We've done a couple news segments lately. This one, so I got an interesting email the other day. This one came from, and is going to be all about off-the-page games. Yeah. So if you don't know off-the-page games, you probably do. But they are a company that specializes in turning cool graphic novels into really cool board games. And that's literally the whole thing, off the page. So it's literally
taking it off the page of
into the board game.
Yeah.
Like artwork and all, right?
Yeah.
Stories, everything. So, and you probably know all about a few of their games. They got Harrow County. They've got Mind Management. They've got, what did we just play? Core of Discovery.
Yeah.
And
then Grendel is coming.
Grendel, yes. Grendel is, we have that one pre-ordered. And that one will be arriving, I think it's later this year, I think. Yeah. So, some big titles, including, like you said, Mind Management, which is probably our favorite.
That's my favorite of them.
For sure, but it might be even favorite of their games for sure. But overall, one of our, if not our favorite hidden movement game of all time. Mind Management is wildly good. If you haven't played it, you should. But yeah, all these games, and this company is run by Jay Cormier, and his designs. He's involved Canadian. He's involved in designing or designs these games himself, and they have been to this point fully dedicated to just graphic novel to board game. And that's literally the basis of their whole company, is doing this type of thing. But now they're kind of taking the shackles off of themselves and
doing like an offshoot.
Yes, they're expanding from not just doing this type of thing. And what they've done is they've created a new offshoot, like you say, of themselves, where they're calling themselves another
like a division,
an arm of themselves, Off the Page Unbound.
Ooh.
Yeah, where they're going to right?
Still Unbound book, right? Like it's Unbound kind of. It's a play on words, right?
100%. Very clever stuff. Where they are not going to be tied to just doing licensed comic book games. So they're still going to do off the page games. It's still going to do their thing, but the Unbound arm of them is going to do basically anything they want.
Yeah.
Including which is really cool.
Yeah.
They are going to be releasing this, I think it's in September, October. There's going to be a Kickstarter for their first title that they're releasing under the Off the Page Unbound arm. And that's called The Seekers.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
Really excited.
It's a family style hidden movement. So, hidden movement is going to be like, I think they're top notch.
I think it's going to be similar to Mind Management, because it's more geared towards family.
Yeah.
So I think it's taking the mechanics.
Yep.
And
totally
altering them. Just
I think it's going to be similar for sure, but streamlined into like a family friendly
theme and
mechanically probably
absolutely
a little less hard to deduce things. But it says it's a family-style hidden movement game that pits a mushroom against a group of scouts.
Right?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, lots of interesting logic and deduction gameplay, but also a great onboarding process to get players used to this type of game.
Yes.
So, yeah, right? So the theme sounds hilarious about scouts and a mushroom.
Yeah.
And
you're never going to get me.
Right. So this is going to be coming later this year onto Kickstarter. I believe it was Kickstarter. Yep, Kickstarter. There's actually a Kickstarter page that you can actually go to right now and check it out.
Right.
But I thought that was really interesting because they've been so hyper focused on doing their thing that they're probably one of the most unique board game companies out there that specifically does one thing really, really well, and they almost refused until now to stray from that direction. And it's just
it's worked, right? Like
it has 100% worked, and it's their games are such high quality, well thought out, puzzly, cool games, unique types of games. I mean, they're not.
They're with their theme, right?
They're able to do that.
Tie them thematically into
tie them extremely thematically to their games or to the comic
novels,
sources. And I'm just excited to see what else they can do here. So, and the fact that this game is a hidden movement,
all
it's
over
going to be like super duper good. So
and
that's
like being able to like get the kids. Like our oldest played mind management with us.
He did, and he loved it.
So being able to grab the younger one, probably it'll be more, like his speed almost. Like bring him into that one, so that'll be great.
Yeah, and it's just I looked at the artwork for the Seekers game, and it looks pretty cool. It says 2 to 4 players, 30 to 45 minutes, and 8+. Right, so this is going to be like.
Yeah.
This is really going to be
8+.
family
That's interesting.
friendly.
I didn't realize it was 8+.
8+. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what where Off the Page goes with this whole new venture that they're doing.
That's in 8+. Like not even just 8+.
Yeah, because what was mind management? It's
not
right up
8+.
there. I can't see what the
right.
Hold on, I got to see what was mind management. I'm going to bring up mind management here in for a second.
Yeah, because that's
I want to see what they listed
wild.
that at.
Having that many.
Here it is.
That many players
was listed at 13+.
What?
Yeah.
We just never played it that high, obviously.
No, we played it with he was probably 10 when he was
oh my goodness. Sorry. I am being lame.
What? What are you thinking?
I was thinking player count.
No,
I was like, what?
No,
8+ player count?
No.
And then when you said 13+ for mind management, I was like, how in my head? I'm like, how in the world would you play mind management with 13+ players?
Insane.
Like,
no, ages.
We're recording in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll just throw that out there. Wow.
She is half asleep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, 8+ age.
Yes, that makes a lot more sense.
Which is wildly younger than that type of game compared to mind management.
So this is gonna be great. I think they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna nail it. I think it's gonna be.
I think
great.
so too. And I'm very excited to see what comes of it. That's. There's not much more to say except for the Kickstarter is going to be in, I believe it was September or something that you'll should be able to check that out.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool, exciting news on the off the page
Unbound
front. Yeah, Unbound. Yeah. We do have a couple reviews to do. Want to head over there?
I do.
All right, let's go. Alrighty then, here we are at the third segment of the episode where we are going to be doing the first of 2 Meeple Dungeon reviews. And what are we reviewing first, Anna Marie?
First, we are reviewing Hummingbirds, designed by Jason Tremblay and art by Jess Franks, published by The Op Games.
Yeah, Hummingbirds. This is a game that we kind of brought in sight unseen. Just I saw the artwork on the cover and the theme, and I was just like, yep, we are going to get that. And we didn't really even look into what this game really was until it arrived and we opened the box. Do you want to tell them what the theme is? I mean, it's
I will, and I'm gonna read actually on the rule sheet. It's a 1-page double-sided sheet.
Yep.
There's the theme on it, but they have a note from the designer, and I like that better. I think that explains it really well. On a morning hike through Tapir Valley in Costa Rica, my wife Rebecca and I paused to witness a tiny dramatic battle raging among the flowers. Buzzing everywhere were several species of hummingbirds, endlessly giving chase, feeding and fending off rivals. Rebecca, who knows very many things, said hummingbirds remember which blooms they visit and calculate when the nectar would refill, wasting as little energy as possible while making their rounds.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then he thought, how well could people do that? But I thought that was really neat. I didn't know that about hummingbirds.
I did not know
and
that
I
either.
thought that, like...
They're an incredible little bird.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. We have a bunch of them around here, too.
We do. I love it. And
we have to get out our hummingbird feeders.
You know, I like the flowers better when they come in just like having the bright, like we had honeysuckle. It kind of died. It got really dry one year, but we had honeysuckle and they loved the honeysuckle. They would just come in in and out.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So that's why I pre-ordered this game. I was like, I just saw the art and I was like, this looks amazing.
For sure.
So this game was quite a bit different than I was like anticipating when it arrived. So how does this game work? All right. This is a very unique game. Something I don't think I've ever seen before. I don't believe in any fashion. So you have a main board, and what it is kind of
you've kind of built up
pedestal thing.
Yeah, you've built up with it. There's really like whatever you've built it up, and it's
got
stand.
all these. It's a stand, and it's got a series of tubes, and these tubes are on end so that you can
put something inside.
You can put something down from the top down into the tube, and these tubes are of various sizes and colors, and they're all arranged from kind of like shortest to tallest. Short on the outside and tall in the middle, so it's kind of like a little pyramid of tubes, and they're all color coordinated.
And the tubes represent flowers.
Yeah, right. They're where the hummingbird is going to go to get the nectar.
To get the nectar.
Yeah, and inside these tubes are going to be
sand
timers. And these sand timers also are color coordinated. So you're going to take a purple sand timer and put it into a purple tube, and white one in a white, and a pink and a pink, and a yellow and a yellow. And blue and a blue. I think, is that all of them?
And one red.
And one red at the very top.
Yes.
So these sand timers are all different times. And what you're going to do is you're going to select a color of bird. And you've got these.
You've got 4 players, so 4 different colors birds.
Yeah. Yellow, green, blue, and orange.
Yeah.
And you're going to have your 2 colors, or your 2 birds of your color. And what you're going to do in turn order is you're going to flip these
sand
timers on end so that they're full, right? And now they're draining down to the bottom. And you're going to put them into the tubes. And then you're going to on your turn, you're going to take one of your birds, and on the bottom of the bird is a magnet, and on the top of the tubes is a magnet. And what you're going to do is put your bird on top of a tube. That's one of the things you can do on your turn. The other thing you can do is pull that nectar out of the flower on your turn. So everyone's going to be going around putting birds onto these different tubes and removing them. But what you are trying to do is time it, which is really, really interesting.
Trying to use the hummingbird memory of when they last went to that flower.
So you're going to be putting a bird onto a tube. And then when it comes back around to me, I can either pull that bird out and the tube with it, or I can place another bird. And depending on what colored type of flower I put the bird onto, I have to judge whether or not all the sand is going to have made its way from the top to the bottom of the hourglass.
Yes.
That was called hourglass. What was I calling it? A sand timer?
Yeah, but it is a sand timer.
But you know
the
what? These are hourglasses.
Yes.
But of different times.
If you timed it correctly and all of the sand was at the bottom of the hourglass, then you get to collect a piece of nectar, like a flower.
Yeah.
You get the nectar from the flower, from the supply, and each different type of flower has a different value for your nectar.
Exactly.
So if you do it successfully, you get to collect the nectar, and then you flip over the tube and put it back in.
Yep.
And then it's the next person's turn.
But if you pulled it out and the nectar hadn't all drained from the top of the hourglass to the bottom, then you don't get, you do not collect the nectar.
And you put the tube back in the same way, so the nectar continues to run out. You don't flip it. You only flip it if it's run out.
Yep.
So then somebody else has the potential to put their hummingbird at that flower.
Yes.
So.
And you also lose.
You lose a nectar.
You lose a nectar. Like
Yes.
you lose points if you have judged this incorrectly. You have to
Correct.
put back one of your tokens with your points on them.
Yes.
And it's this weird game of judging the timing on these hourglasses that are hidden from you.
Yeah.
They're inside the tube, and you're kind of like, okay, well, the purple ones seem to be the fastest, then it seems to be this one, it seems to be that one, and then the red one takes the longest. How long have I had my bird on there? And the thing is, you can't just sit there and wait.
You can't.
Because if you have like 2 or 3 seconds to make a decision on whether you're pulling a bird or putting a bird, and then if you take too long from that, you just have, because you could just sit there and be like, well, I'm going to wait here like 5 minutes and then I'm going to pull it out, right? That's not the point.
If the player's taking too long, you just start timing them like 3, 2, 1. Okay, your turn's over.
Exactly.
Yeah. They probably, I would assume you can make up your own house rule.
Yeah.
They just said you have to time it and then they need to go, but you could like, oh, now you lose a nectar because you didn't make a decision.
So if you don't do it quick enough and everyone at the table is like, no, you took way too long, you lose the thing. But the whole point is just putting a bird and pulling a bird.
Yes.
And just like, but the mental gymnastics you have to do of like, when did I put that bird on? How long has he been there? How much sand was there last time?
It's surely been long enough.
Yeah. And then you pull it out and you're like, no, it still hasn't been. So that's all you do in this game is have these hourglasses draining their sand, which is the nectar. And if you pull the bird up and all the nectar is down at the bottom, great. You've done that properly. You gain a token and then you flip it upside down and now it's reset for the next person that wants to put it on there.
Right.
And there's got to be like 10 or 12 different flowers to put it on.
There's quite a few.
Yeah. So you're constantly like putting one over on this side and then that side, like you're not just doing the same thing all the time. And depending on where how many people you're playing with and where your opponents are going and stuff, like you're limited onto what flowers you can jump onto, right?
And they have the end of the game is triggered when all the nectar tokens of a single color have been claimed. So like, because say the purple ones, they're the quicker timers, you have more nectar tokens.
More tokens of purple.
Whereas like say the red nectar, there's only one token of it, but it takes the longest.
Is there only one of the red?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There's only one of this big one, but it's worth.
Right. It's worth the most points,
right?
Like 25 or whatever.
Yeah. And so,
whereas the purple ones would be worth a couple, right?
Yeah, so you're trying to see like, oh, should I go for the big one or do I try getting some small ones, getting some medium ones, getting some, you're trying to math out what you have, and meanwhile you're seeing your opponents get nectar and like, oh, they're doing it better than me.
Right.
And trying, so it's...
And the problem, the thing about it, not the problem, but an interesting thing about this is that you have to do something on your turn. Yeah. So just putting your bird on the red one and then putting your bird on, say, a purple one, and then being like, on your next turn, you have to pull a bird.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, hopefully the purple has run out because you know the red one hasn't.
Yeah.
And you pull the purple one and it hasn't run out because you've done this incorrectly. So there's like you have to really do the mental work on this. And it's like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because the red one, like, you could just, I got it on the red one, I'm going to get 25 points. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Because like, hopefully you can leave that one there and you can start bobbing in and out of other ones that people may have messed up on or this and that. And like so chances are you can't just put you on the red one and stay there until it's run out. Like that red one is going to pass through 3 or 4 people before it runs out. So you got to kind of time when you get onto the red flower better than everyone else. Cause getting on it right away is just, you're not getting that one. So it's this whole thing of like people jumping in and out. Right. So it's just a really interesting, like very unique game.
Yeah.
And there's not much more to explain.
That's it.
The second that all the blue tokens, for instance, have been claimed, game over.
Game over, and you count your
And then on the bottom side, so on the top side of the token is a flower, and on the bottom side is your points. Yeah. And you would flip them over and see who has the most points.
Yeah.
And that's it. So let's let's revisit the theme. Does the theme lend well?
Absolutely.
Extremely well.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's especially like reading that little note from the designer, knowing what you're doing. You're like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Totally. The theme is like bang on. This is a fantastic theme.
Yeah.
For this particular type of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what else you could do with this particular, like, I don't know what other theme you could use on this that would make a ton of sense other than birds drinking out of flowers.
This is a great theme.
Yeah. I liked it a lot.
Great. Yeah.
Great theme. Really, really good. How about the artwork? Really, really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
the box art is
I think we have
gorgeous.
to do art and production together almost because there's no cards, there's no like you could say the art on the flowers, but like the whole production of the like building up the pedestal, which is just like it'll be a group of flowers, right?
Yep.
Out in the wild. The way that they've made the tubes, because you have to build it and they're all different levels. So when you put the tubes in, they're all the same size, but you're putting them down. They fit lower and they're all snug. So they fit into different things. So it was really well thought out. I think that it's just nice. You see all these, and you do, when you're in like, you see a cluster of hummingbirds and they're all coming everywhere. Yep. That's what this feels like. It feels like it's hummingbirds in and out, in and out, in and out.
It is. They're constantly zip, 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 zip. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And so I think like as a whole, the production and the art, like everything, I and like you said, the cover is really pretty.
The cover is gorgeous. Yeah. I really like the cover. Like I said, we ordered this.
It's very
specifically
inviting.
Just because of the box art. I was like, I don't even care what this game is. I'm sure it's going to be neat.
And it's really neat. On the cover, they've got it's just like a hummingbird in nature with all these flowers, but then you've got this hand holding a flower, but the hummingbird is getting nectar from the flower, but it's actually an hourglass tube.
Yeah, if you look closely, it's an hourglass. Which is neat. Yeah, it's really, really, the artwork's gorgeous. But like she said, there's not much other artwork in the game. The actual like pedestal with the tubes and stuff are painted up with kind of like leaves and stems and things.
Yeah.
And then the artwork on the little tokens are pretty little flowers.
Right.
So, but that's as far as art goes. And then the components are like really good. I mean, they're big hourglasses that slide inside tubes. Like, it's a cool construction of this thing. And it's all like a cardboard pedestal that you put together, and then the cardboard tubes, but then these kind of plastic sand timers that slide into these tubes, and the really
hummingbirds are nice. The way that they've just got them, they've designed them so they all fit. So it doesn't matter which one you're putting on. They're not knocking other ones off. Because the magnets, they're pretty sturdy, and the magnets work really well. They pull them out.
They pull it out perfectly. Yeah. They're perfect strength of magnet, so that's never been a frustrating thing where you pull the bird and the thing stays behind. Right. That's not a thing at all. Every time it comes out. It's
a really cool table presence in there.
Yeah, looks
Everything
gorgeous.
Looks really nice.
If I saw that sitting on a table at like a convention and I'd walk by, I'd be like, what is this? I would have to look at it. Yeah. And be like, what's going on with this game?
Yeah.
And then when you saw that, like, if I saw this on a table and walked by, I was like, oh, so are you like, is it like an area control thing or something is what I would think. But, and then the guy would show me like, nope, you pull this out. There's a sand timer inside. It's all magnets. I'm like, wow, that's kind of what a neat design. Yeah. Like, how does this game play? I would be very interested.
Yeah.
So yeah, components are great, obviously. Then it comes down to the rule book is very
easy. It's
ultra simple.
Like I said, one page, front and back.
Yep. Very, very simple, easy to learn.
Yep.
And it comes down to whether or not we recommend this game, and if so, who for. This one is a strange one. This is one of the most unique games I think I've ever played.
I said before that I think this is going to be one of those games that is like looks relaxing. And I think that is. It wasn't like I didn't
relaxing in an aesthetic way, but it's kind of like a stressful, pressured game when you're like, when you go to grab it, you're like, no, it's not done yet.
But I think I didn't find. I guess I'm saying it's not negative stress.
No.
Right? Like, it was fun. It was funny when you pull it out and you're like, oh, no. But, like, it's a really quick. It's not a long game. So, having, it says, like, 15-plus minutes. Could even be shorter than that.
Yeah, it's usually about between 10 and 15 minutes for us to play.
And you're just, so it's just a nice, quick game that you could play a couple, like, 2, 3, 4 times and then just like, I'm gonna do it better this time. But it's
I'm gonna figure this out better. Like it's
so I guess it's not calming, but it's just
I found it
it's not like it's not stressful to me. I think it was more like it was just fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was entertaining. It was a great family game. We played this with both boys. Both of them really liked it. They were laughing every time, when they I pulled that one out and I got it wrong, and then they put their bird on it and they got it right. And like
our youngest was the best at this game.
He was,
he was.
He crushed us in this game.
Yeah.
So this is clearly a design for like a really like welcoming family style game. This is to play with kids, but I think it could be a fun, quick thing to play.
If you're waiting, it could be in between game too, right?
Yeah, even with a group of adults, in between. If you have 15 minutes, let's play this. You guys got to see this game.
The setup is like nothing. If you've got the base set up already, putting the tubes in. Like,
totally. Yeah, take you a couple minutes, and especially this would be a one to break out where people that haven't played it, you'll be like, okay, check this out. This is something totally different than we've been doing all night.
Yeah,
like, let's do this. It's only 15 minutes.
Yeah, and refresh your brain a little bit.
Like just a fun, weird game that works from a theme standpoint.
For sure, thematically, it's great.
And it's a strange one. It's one of the most unique games I think I've ever played. It's almost fitting into like dexterity game territory. It's not a dexterity game, but it's kind of going that direction where it's like goofy. Right? There's no cards, there's no dice, there's no nothing. It's just birds and magnets and very simple and hourglasses, right? And like so super duper simple. It's not dexterity, but it's leaning that direction of that type of game.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really entertaining. We had a blast. Playing with the kids was great.
Yeah.
So I recommend it if you have a couple young kids.
It's not strategy. It's just very simple.
This one's just put your bird there and hope for the best kind of thing. And it was neat. I liked it a lot. So we'd recommend it for
heavy strategy. There is strategy, but not like
there's strategy, but
not break your brain strategy.
No. It's like it's paying attention to be like, oh, he pulled the bird off that one last time and it was nearly done. So I'm going to put it on there and hope that by the time it comes back around to me, it'll be ready. Right. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. So it's this whole mind game weird thing, but it's fast paced, right?
Yes.
Like you can't just sit there and plot. You have to make quick decisions.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's a great family game. And then also a great in between, if you got 15 minutes in between a couple things to kind of reset, like you said. So we recommend Hummingbirds for those type of situations.
Yeah.
So we have one more game to review.
Yes, we do.
Want to head over there?
I do.
All right, let's go. Alrighty then, here we are at the final segment of the episode where we're doing another Meeple Dungeon review. And what are we reviewing now, Anna Marie?
Now we are reviewing If Then, designed by Scott Brady, art by Nadia Karam and Steve Torres, and published by Arcane Wonders.
Yeah, If Then. This was one that I saw a bunch of people talking about online that I didn't really know much about. And then I saw it was Arcane Wonders, and I thought, and a lot of people were like, oh, you got to try this. It was just a little card game type thing. And I was like, it sounded like it fit into the mold of the stuff like Illusion and kind of weird pattern type games. Yep. And that is what this is. But is there anything you can kind of read about theme?
Yes, there is.
What do we got?
All right. Welcome, code breakers, to If Then, a game of deduction and pattern recognition where you must work together to figure out the challenge code. Each turn, the players will choose a card from their hand to play into the code line in an effort to deduce the pattern for the round based on one or more factors.
Yeah, so that's exactly it.
Code breakers.
Code breakers, breaking a code. And this is a pattern recognition deduction type of game with like limited information, and you're kind of building off of mistakes and things like that.
Right.
So, okay, how does this game work? someone is going to be, what's the character?
The all-knowing.
The all-knowing. So this is the person that knows what the current code is that needs to be broken, and then everyone else at the table
is trying to
crack that code. So you're going to, there's a whole bunch of levels to this, like, and I mean a lot. There's level 1, level 2, level 3 types of
there are
codes to crack.
There are beginning level 0 ones to just teach you the game,
just to get the feel of what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
but there's got to be like,
there's a lot of cards. 120, I think, of each kind of, or 120, 40 of each level.
Right, so a lot of different codes to crack. So 120 different codes you can crack, and of varying difficulty.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, as the all-knowing, you're gonna select one of these. You're just gonna take it out of the deck. You're gonna draw a card, and it's going to give you some information on it, and it's going to tell you exactly what the code is that they need to break.
It's going to be like the if then.
Yeah. For instance, the one I just pulled out of the level 1 that says, if the number is small, then play a different sized number. Otherwise, play a small number. What does that mean? So you're going to, there's a bunch of cards. Like the if then cards that are the regular deck for the game. It's going to have a few different things on the card. So everyone's going to have a hand of cards, and there's also a draw deck and a kind of a market that you can pull cards from.
And these are basically going to be how you determine what the pattern is.
Yeah. So on the cards that you're going to be playing down, there's going to be a bit of different information. There's going to be 2 numbers on each card, and you get to pick whether you put it
on the top or the bottom.
On the top or the bottom. There'd be say a 5 and a 3 on this one in front of me. The
basically
number,
cut in half.
It's kind of like a domino, right? Yeah. Where there's a number on one side of the domino and a number on the other side of the domino. The background is going to be of a few different colors: red, blue, or yellow. There's going to be numbers that are red, blue, or yellow, and there's going to be 3 sizes of numbers: big, medium, and small. Literally like the size of the number. So the big 5, a medium 5, or a small 5. The different color of that 5, and the different color of the background. And there's going to be 2 different situations on each card. Like I said, like a domino, you can either flip it this way or this way. And maybe it's a big 5 on a red background on this side, and a little 3 with a blue background, and it's a yellow 3 on the other side. And you get to decide which way you want to play this down onto the board.
And they have digits 0 through 9.
Yes. So the all-knowing person is going to draw a card off the top of the deck, and that card is going to determine kind of the rules for how this particular game is going to go. They're going to flip a card over. For instance, I flip this one over, and it's got a red 6 at the top. And then what I'm going to do is...
A small red 6
on a yellow background is what we're looking at right now. And then due to my
rule
card, if the number is small, and it is, right? It's a small red 6.
I guess they call them challenge cards. But
sure. And then so everyone at the table is going to have to figure out what they need to play that corresponds with this red 6. So if Anna-Marie then played a card down on top of that.
And the first one's just going to be random. You're not going to know. So you just have to play something.
So say she plays down this one on top. And it shows a little blue 4 on a yellow background. According to my rules, I'm trying to get you to get this correct. If the number was small, and it was, the original card played was a small 6, then everyone else at the table needs to play a different sized number. And since Anna-Marie played down a little blue 4, it wasn't different.
So that then, the all-knowing would then look at that and say, invalid.
Invalid. So she did an invalid placement of a card, so she'd have to take that off of the thing and put it over to the side to kind of show you that that card was invalid in that spot.
You would take it and you would turn it horizontally and then put it up right beside the card that was wrong. So like I would take my blue 4 would be up beside the red 6, so that when we're looking back at the patterns, being like, okay, I put the yellow background on the yellow background, that didn't work. I put a small 4 on a small 6, that didn't work. I put a blue number after a red number, that didn't work.
So there's 3 possibilities as to why that didn't work in that particular spot. I mean, you don't know because that was just the first card played.
And
then the next person.
Before the next person, because mine was invalid, you have to take a penalty. Right. And so then the penalties start out to draw 2 cards because you have a draw deck. And so I would have to draw 2 cards. Once you have multiple invalid guesses. I think it's once you have 3 invalid guesses, then you put the next level of penalty, which is going to be draw 3 cards. And then when you have more invalid penalties, you get a higher and higher penalty. So each time the penalty increases, you're drawing more and more cards, which is important because if you ever need to draw cards and you can't, you lose.
The game is over and everyone's lost.
It's keeping those intact. But
right. So let's say the next person in the circle just saw that card was invalid, and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to try something totally different here. And they put down this card, which is a medium yellow 5 on a blue background. And then I look at it. Remember, my rules were if the number is small, then they have to play a different size number, and they did.
Because it could have been a medium or a large number.
Yep, could have been medium or large, and that would have been valid. So I would look at it. I'd look at my rules to make sure. Did they do it? Yep. And I'd say valid. And they're like, okay, great. So now they know, well, they got some information. They know that a medium 5 or a medium number came after a small one. Number. So maybe that's what we're looking for. We don't know. Or maybe it's the blue background after the yellow background. Or maybe it's in succession. Maybe you have to play a smaller number, in denomination. Maybe it goes 6, 5, 4. Maybe that's the pattern. So now they're starting to look at that and try to deduce, well, these are possibilities now. And then the next person would take a card and they would play their card down. Say this one right here, a big red 3 on a yellow background. And then I'd look at it. If the number was small, and it's not, because now we've moved on, right? So the little red 6 doesn't mean anything anymore. Now we're talking about the medium yellow 5.
Yeah.
And the next card after that is always in relation to the last card played. Has nothing to do with the little red 6 anymore.
That's just to help with the pattern.
Yeah, that just starts the pattern off. And then now that they put the big red 3 on a yellow background next to the medium yellow 5 on a blue background, is it still valid? If the number is small, then play a different size number. It wasn't a small number. The yellow 5 was not small. Otherwise, play a small number. So they'd have to get back to the small number thing.
So then you're like, then the all-knowing would say invalid.
Invalid, because they played a big number. They played the big red 3.
Right.
So then that would kick off to the side, and they'd be like, okay, well, now we know that big red 3 didn't work. And then they would take their penalties. And then the next card would come in, and maybe they took this one here, and they played it down. And it was a little red 7 on a red background. And they'd be like, well, if the number is small, then play a different size number. The number wasn't small, again. The yellow medium. 5 was medium. So otherwise, play a small number. And they did. They played a little red. So I'd be like, valid. And they're like, okay, well, it's back to the small number again. Is it the background? Is it the size of the number? Is it whatever? So they're going to keep going this way until a couple of different things happen. They either figure it out or they take so many penalties that they lose the game.
There are 2 things you can do on your turn. You can lay a number on the pile, or you can discard a card. So if you're kind of trying to figure out, if you're thinking you're starting to figure out the pattern and you don't have any cards in your hand that can fit the pattern, you're like, I'm going to discard a card. So you discard, and if you discard, then all-knowing has to say valid or invalid to your discard.
Yeah.
So if they look at that and there is no possible way, according to the rule, that you could have played that card, they're going to say that was a valid discard.
Yeah. So you did the right thing.
You did the right thing by discarding it. If you discarded it and you could have played either side of that card, they will say invalid discard. Then you have to take that card back into your hand, plus to take your penalty.
Yeah.
And so you have different kind of ways of like, you know what, I think I'm getting this rule. I'm going to discard because I don't think this one will fit. And so it'll give you information in a different way.
Yep.
And so, you're kind of doing that. After you get a couple of the invalids on there as well, and you've kind of moved up on the penalties, you can try to get some hints.
Yeah.
So on each challenge card, the card that has the rule, there are going to be 2 symbols.
Yep.
And you have 4 hint cards, and each hint card has a symbol on it. So the code break or the all-knowing is going to take the 2 hint cards that match the symbols at the beginning, and they're just going to keep them face down. And then if like for the first hint, it's going to be small, and you guys have to get rid of, say, like 2 cards.
Yep.
And that's what your payment is to get that. So you guys, decide amongst yourselves who's going to get rid of one or two, however.
Yeah.
And then you get a hint. And the hint could be...
And for instance, with this particular card, when I took it at the beginning of the game, it had the triangle and square hints attached to it. So I would have taken those two cards.
And you just take one randomly.
Yeah. And then I would be like, well, here's a hint. And the square one says the answer does not include background color. So they're like, oh, okay. So now we know that this particular pattern has nothing to do with the yellow, blue, or red background.
So we're focusing on number, size, on pattern of like 5, 6, 7, like that kind of thing.
Exactly. Or if they get to another hint down the line, the triangle one says the answer does not include number, color. And they're like, oh, it's all about number, size.
Yeah. Right?
And what's the pattern with the number size? And then they're getting really dialed in.
You can start to then look at the ones that have been correct. You can look at the invalid ones you have off to the side. Like, oh, I put a small and a small. That didn't work. Then I put a small and a medium. Then I tried a medium and a big, and that didn't work. But I did a medium, then a small, and that worked. So so the hints kind of will help you that way.
Totally.
But all of these hints... you get 2 hints and they're going to cost you more and more cards.
Oh yeah. So, if you're down to your second hint, you probably only have maybe like a round or 2 left before you're probably done. And so you've got to figure this out. And
then you're also, every time you get the invalid, you're picking up cards, so that deck is lowering. So those are kind of some of the other things. Also, there are the event cards.
Yes.
And so with the event cards, after you've played a round, so like everyone
once around the table.
Yeah, everyone's put a card down or taken their turn. Then you play an event card.
And for instance, I just drew one off the top of the deck. It says, immediately discard the last 3 cards and any attached invalid cards from the line.
Yeah.
And then say, oh, we just lost a ton of information. You lost your pattern,
right?
Or this one says, immediately move the top 2 cards from the discard pile to the bottom of the draw deck. So you get a couple more cards.
You get some more cards. So the events aren't always bad. They can have good events, bad events.
This one here says, once a code breaker may secretly ask if a card side is valid before playing it to the code line. Right? So there's good events, bad events. Once a code breaker may ask to trade a card with another player. So things like that are going to come up and to really kind of just put little twists into each particular game that you're playing. And that's how this works. And you work your way through playing cards down, figuring out this code, hopefully maybe getting a hint. And
you can only guess too, like for the game end there, if you don't run out of cards, when there is, one remaining code breaker with cards in their hand. Mm-hmm. So the other ones have kind of lost their cards. The code breakers may choose to guess the challenge code. So you have to wait until...
And they would have to say something along those lines. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact.
No, but it
gets a little wild if you try to say it exactly how it is, but you have to think of it as the if and then, right? So that's what this is called. Mm-hmm. So if Anna Marie was guessing with this one, she could say, if the number is small, then play a different sized number. And I'd be like, yeah, you got it, right? Yeah. Or she said, you can say that in a few different ways. If it's a small number, I play a different number, right? So you don't have to say...
We just play if you get the spirit of the rule.
Exactly. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't say it exactly how it says on here, but that's what they're trying to say. If the number is small, then play a different card, right? And or a different size number. And then, but yeah, you got it. Or they'd say, if the number is big, play something different. I'm like, nope.
So,
sorry.
And the winning conditions. So there are multiple ways you can win. One is all code breakers have emptied their hands. So we've all gotten rid of our cards with successful, plays through. Or one code breaker remains and the code was guessed correctly. So if the code is guessed correctly, the players not only win, they may also call themselves master code breakers. So, you kind of want to just either don't get many penalties so you can get rid of the cards in your hand, or you guess the code correctly.
Right.
So that's... And the losing, just if there aren't enough cards available in the market in the number deck when a player or event needs to draw a card.
Yep. So if you run out of cards, you lose.
Yes.
And so... like this one that I was talking about here was pretty small, easier thing to do. And these get significantly more interesting.
Yeah, that was a level 1 that we were talking about.
Yeah, so here's an example of a level 2 card. Remember, there's 40 of each of these. If the number is even, then play a blue number. Otherwise, play any color number, right? So
yeah,
you have to be like, okay, now we're
odds
talking
and evens.
Odds, evens, so forth. And then level 3 card, let me see here. If the number is not red, then play a number equal to or higher than the last card. So like sequential.
They ramp up, right?
They
like,
go, yeah. So these get progressively way crazier on how to, like, your brain, because right out the gate, if you're playing these easy ones, you're just like, okay, it's either big numbers, small numbers.
I get it, yeah.
Background colors, blah, blah, blah. Play, if it's a yellow background, play a blue background. Otherwise, play a red or something.
Yeah.
Very simple. But all these other ones up here are just like,
it could be
mind bending.
anything,
Like,
yeah.
wow, what is the pattern? Holy!
So you really want to like ramp up.
Here, this one. If the sum of the last 2 cards is 9 or less, then play a red number. Otherwise, play a blue or yellow number. Like, I would. My brain does not work properly for things like that. Our youngest or our oldest boy definitely does. And you'd probably get there too, but
actually,
the level 3s are probably out of my realm of possibility.
I will say our younger one was pretty darn good at this.
He was
game
good at this too.
Actually,
yeah.
He was getting patterns.
Actually, they're both pretty good at math.
Yeah.
The older one in particular, but they're both not bad for
Yeah.
sure. Not like me, where I'm just horrible.
You're not.
I would
horrible.
never have got that. If the sum of the last 2 cards is 9 or less, are you kidding me?
I think if you're playing it a lot, you start to get the patterns in your head. So you wouldn't just play a level 3 right off the bat and be like, oh, I got it.
This.
You just work your way through and you start to understand, and then you're like, okay, now I know I'm looking for some different things. Then you move to level 2. Okay, now I gotta wrap my brain around some of these new ones that are coming, right?
Yeah.
So you play, you work. It's just exercising your brain in the same way, right?
Totally.
That's you would get there.
I don't know. So, okay, that's how this game works. There's not really much more we can tell you because there's 120 different codes to break of various different rules, and that's
level cards.
I think you get it, levels. Right?
Yeah.
So revisiting the theme, is the theme land well? There's no theme.
It's just a code breaker.
Okay,
you're just,
sure, whatever.
You don't feel like you're under pressure to.
No.
You'll just lose.
No.
Like it's
just
it's a little card game.
It's a card game.
Yeah.
Theme doesn't matter. Artwork, there's basically none. It's just colors. It's just red. The box is a black box with red, yellow, and blue stripes, and the cards are just red, blue, and yellow. And there's no artwork to be.
It's
to
just
be fair.
the patterns, like the colors and numbers.
Colors and numbers
and
on different backgrounds.
Yep.
Components is just cards, and they're fine.
Yep.
They're like domino, like I said, they're kind of skinny and narrow.
Yep.
Domino style cards. They're fine. So far, they haven't worn and torn.
Nope. They seem good.
So yeah, they're fine. Rule book, pretty simple.
Yep.
The rule book is basically the rule book lays out what you need to do, but the gist of it is all here on the
it's
card.
Good though, because like there are the things that for the first couple games we forgot, so because we played quite a few of them, but like the first couple games we totally forgot about the event cards. We're like, why are these even here? Oh, right. Like, all right, we got to do the event
events
cards.
are cool because they do throw spins on these things, right?
And so and then it's like, okay, how many cards do I need for the first few to remember? Like how many invalids do I need before we can get a hint, and how many cards do we have to discard to get our first hint, and then how like those kinds of it is good. Everything is in there. It's very very good rule book, I think.
I don't know how well I did explaining this, but the rule book does explain to you pretty easily what this has to do. It's kind of, you have to have the cards in front of you to kind of see what I'm talking about.
I think it's pretty good.
I did as best I can. So comes down to whether or not we recommend If Then, and if so, who for. I recommend it. I love these types of games. I'm not particularly good at them, but I like these pattern recognition. The level 1s for me is kind of where 1s to 2s is probably where I would like to sit on this. The 3s, if I'm with a group,
you're just not giving yourself enough credit. But anyway.
But if I'm with a group, the level 3s would be fine, because I could be like, because then you'd be like, well, what if it's something to do with the sum of the last 2? I'm like, okay, well, let's take a look at that, right? Yeah. So if I'm with a group, that'd be fine. But just playing, if it was just me and you playing, doing a level 3, there's no chance.
Yeah, 2-player games too. No. You ramp up how many penalty cards you take, so the game goes faster.
No, this is not a 2-player
It's more
game.
fun with more players.
Yeah. You want to have this kind of a 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do 1 versus 2. At least you have the 2 people can go back and forth.
Yeah, it's 2 to 6, but I don't think it would be as fun with 2 players. Like, you got to be able to have dialogue with figuring out different patterns and things like that. So
definitely wouldn't recommend this at 2 unless you're an absolute whiz at this type of stuff. Then fine.
Yeah,
but you want at least 3 players.
Yep.
So that the 2 can like bounce off each other, being like, well, what about this? Oh, I didn't think. Yeah, okay. What about that? It's
pretty quick. They say 10 to 30 minutes. So probably as the levels ramp up, it would probably.
I think we sat around 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or so.
15, maybe even for some of them, and. We played this with 3 and 4. And it was great. I liked him.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. It's like one of those, it's a great game of that type of thing.
It was great for player interaction because you're always trying to figure out what the pattern is. So like one person is saying something and you're like, no, I don't think so, because look at this. And then, which is great because you get the collaboration going. And I really like this one. And I
did too.
It's great.
I would recommend not 2-player.
Yeah.
Go 3
more
or
players.
more you'll be fine. So yeah, I like this one a lot.
Me too.
This is cool. So 2 big thumbs up from us here at the Meeple Dungeon. So we're going to call this an episode. You can find us on X at Meeple Dungeon. Same with Blue Sky and Instagram. You can see photos of Hummingbirds and If Then on there. We got YouTube as well. We're hoping to do more with YouTube. This not just like we've been doing like cards and stuff on there, but like more stuff with me and Anna Marie on YouTube. Maybe doing, I don't know, some like actual me and her on the camera talking about this or that stuff. Maybe doing some top 10s or things like that. It might be kind of fun. So we're gonna try and get a couple of those done this summer. But we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
And then. We are going to be at Kelowna Comic-Con in 2 weeks' time.
Yep.
You'll see me. I'll be wearing one of our Meeple Dungeon shirts just in case. So if you see a guy in a Meeple Dungeon shirt, it's probably me. Although there has been a couple of them out there in the wild. But, and then Anna Marie and the boys will be there kind of checking things out as well. And, so if you want to contact us, it's the meepledungeon@gmail.com. We are going to run, and we will see you in the next episode. Cheers.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.